If you're past 60, this single everyday habit, something you likely do right in your kitchen each day, might be subtly preparing you for a catastrophic stroke. No discomfort, no alert. One instant, you're heating your evening meal, and the next, you're coming to, unable to talk, raise your arm, or recall your own name. As a neurologist, I've witnessed this all too frequently. Patients who stayed active, followed a solid diet, stuck to their prescriptions, and still endured severe strokes. And not due to faulty genetics, poor choices in eating, or sheer misfortune, but simply from warmed-up remnants. Yes, that's the case. From veggies to proteins, even those dishes we call nutritious, reheating specific items, particularly if done incorrectly, can generate harmful substances. These may elevate your blood pressure, irritate your arteries, and often create fatal clots that head directly to the brain as you rest. Today, I'll guide you through 9 widely loved reheated foods that might be stealthily endangering your brain. A few could be sitting in your refrigerator at this very moment. So stick around because the final one could prove the riskiest by far. Before we jump in, if you haven't subscribed already, I suggest you tap that button and activate the notification bell to ensure you catch every health insight crafted especially for you. If this video resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, enter 0 to tell me how I can improve the content for you. 1. Reheated potatoes. A concealed hazard in countless households. Reheated potatoes. If you're beyond 60 and you appreciate the ease of warming up yesterday's supper, maybe a serving of mashed potatoes or some saved roasted ones, I want you to stop right there for a second. The information I'm sharing next might protect your brain or that of a loved one from a stroke that alters everything. You know, potatoes rank among the most routine and cherished items in U.S. kitchens. We oven bake them, whip them up, fry them crisp. They're substantial, soothing, and simple to keep. But what the majority of seniors overlook, and what plenty of physicians neglect to point out, is that warming cooked potatoes that sat out excessively or weren't stored right can turn them into a quiet menace for your brain. Let me explain the reason. Prepared potatoes, particularly the starchy kinds like russet or Yukon Gold, hold plenty of intricate carbs that, once left at ambient temperature for hours on end, above all after they've cooled, turn into ideal spots for a bacterium called Clostridium botulinum to multiply. That's correct, the very same germ behind botulism. You could assume that's uncommon. It couldn't affect me. But the actual situation is this. Among older folks with compromised immunity and delayed gut movement, even minor contact with these dangerous microbes can lead to severe outcomes. The poisons they release might bring on queasiness, retching, and nerve-related issues like hazy sight, sagging lids, and limb feebleness. Yet what's truly disturbing, and the reason I'm highlighting it now, is how these impacts can penetrate further, subtly harming your circulatory setup, shifting your blood pressure during the night, and sparking clot development in constricted arteries. And indeed, such clots can rush right to your brain. Allow me to recount the story of Mr. Samuel Wills, a 77-year-old former mechanic from North Carolina. He stayed fit, mentally quick, and managed solo since his spouse's death. Among his routines was prepping large quantities on Sundays, mashed potatoes, meatloaf, green beans, then packing them away and warming portions all week long. But that Thursday dawn, his neighbor discovered him sprawled in the front lawn, disoriented, limping on his right side, and struggling to speak. At the medical center, we identified an ischemic stroke from a blockage that halted circulation to his left brain side. His test indicated swelling indicators, high sodium readings, and a bacterial poison trace we seldom encounter, the sort tied to mishandled starchy leftovers. After probing further with his relatives, we learned that the previous evening he'd warmed potatoes left on the counter beyond 10 hours. Samuel pulled through, but at a cost. He relies on a cane now. His talking is deliberate, and he requires aid for washing. He used to boast about his self-reliance. "I figured I was cutting corners on time," he shared with me, eyes wet. "I had no idea a meal could bring this on." Here's the tough reality. Your system at 60, 70, or 80 doesn't handle poisons like it once did at 30. Our protective barriers fade, our intestinal pace lags, and our control over swelling diminishes. All these factors leave us more open to minor bacterial amounts and the circulatory harm they inflict without notice. Reheated potatoes might appear harmless, but if they've lingered too much, even just hours in a toasty kitchen, they can harbor germs that generate nerve poisons. These poisons don't invariably provoke tummy trouble instantly. At times, they provoke broader effects, surges in blood pressure, irritation in vessels, and yes, clot creation. Once a clot develops in a rigid artery, particularly if you're dry or dealing with high blood pressure already, it's only a question of when. Occasionally, it strikes as you slumber. You shut your eyes feeling okay and arise to an altered existence, one where your body half ignores commands, or your speech fails, or your recollections vanish. This goes beyond hypothesis. I've observed it in my own cases, and it shatters me each instance because it's entirely avoidable. So if you're absorbing this, please store potatoes in the fridge no later than 2 hours post-cooking. Never let them rest out through the night. When warming, confirm they're thoroughly piping hot, reaching at least 165 degrees. And if the feel or odor strikes you as unusual, discard them. No dish merits endangering your autonomy. And keep in mind, remnants prove useful only when they're secure. So, what's coming up? If warmed potatoes carry such a stealthy peril, how about rice? Another staple we all stash in our fridges and warm thoughtlessly. But rice holds its unique peril, a germ that endures the microwave and can jolt your blood pressure undetected. Let's discuss rice and the reason your reheating method might be subtly injuring your brain. If you're tuned in still and deeming these points useful, kindly comment a 1 underneath to signal you're engaged. Now, onward to item 2. 2. Rice. A subtle menace if rice left out excessively. If you resemble numerous senior Americans, rice offers a comforting familiarity. Be it on your supper dish, alongside soup or remnants from evening's delivery, rice is straightforward, satisfying, and budget-friendly. It's among the globe's most frequent staples, yet also among the least understood, particularly regarding your brain's well-being. You've likely seldom pondered what occurs upon reheating rice. Why should you? It scents okay, flavors nicely, and if you nuke it for a minute or so, it seems sufficiently warm. But the unseen element lurking in that dish might startle you. Allow me to clarify. Prepared rice, if not chilled swiftly and kept correctly, forms an ideal habitat for bacillus, a bacterial strain that persists post-cooking. That implies that even with rice, steaming, this germ, or better said, the residues it deposits, can linger. These residues go beyond mere belly discomfort. In seniors with decelerated metabolism, more delicate vessels, and a brain more reactive to substance strain, these residues can subtly interfere with blood pressure control, ignite arterial irritation, and worst of all, aid in generating clots. You might question how plain reheated rice could precipitate something grave as a stroke. I once pondered similarly until witnessing it directly. One patient of mine, Mrs. Helen Alvarez, a 79-year-old former Sunday school instructor from Wisconsin, visited my office with what seemed a basic issue at first: sporadic lightheadedness, foggy morning vision, and a single instance of garbled speech, as if intoxicated despite abstaining. Her daughter, accompanying her, assumed it signaled mere aging, but I recognized otherwise. Those signal key neurological alerts. When we tested her blood, her swelling indicators soared. Her blood pressure displayed risky dawn surges. Scans uncovered a transient ischemic attack, a TIA, or, as folks term it, a mini-stroke. No tumble, no skull knock, no bug. So what sparked it? We examined her routine. No tobacco, sensible activity, an even diet until her daughter noted her feeding patterns. Mom routinely brews a large rice pot and holds it chilled for days. She warms it per sitting. It appeared benign, even sensible, but I inquired about the rice's weight before fridge entry. The response? Past 4 hours. Bacillus thrives in that post-cool pre-chill gap, and more concerning, the residues it deposits evade destruction by warming. They withstand nukes, ranges, even some boils. These residues may first provoke gut turmoil, but more sneakily, they can heighten vessel irritation in seniors, fostering heightened clot risk in pre-narrowed passages. Observe, as irritation climbs, blood grows stickier for clotting. Among the aged, potentially bearing atherosclerosis, rigid, plaque-coated arteries, this brews an ideal tempest. Irritation from residues, fluid loss from loose stools or quease, and erratic blood pressure. Each element can dispatch a clot brainward. That's presumably what struck Mrs. Alvarez. She didn't swoon, no ache, she simply roused one dawn incapable of full phrases. That's a stroke stealth. These days, Helen takes anticoagulants and practices articulation. She confided lately, "Had I realized rice menaced my brain, I'd have discarded it instantly. I aimed to conserve. I unawarely gambled my cognition." And that's the core I urge every elder to grasp. Meal security equals brain security. Here are key reminders. Prepare just the rice volume required. Skip bulk prep if solo. If storing remnants, chill them post 1 hour cooking. Skip leaving out during shows or chats. Warm rice solely once and verify it's thoroughly scalding, at minimum 165 degrees. If rice scents tart, turns sticky, or lingered in chill beyond 24 to 36 hours, discard it. Your self-rule, your expression, your unassisted steps. They're not tradable for remnant rice. And consider this pause-worthy fact. Certain bagged frozen rice meals endured thaw-refreeze in transit, a veiled pitfall you'd miss sans scrutinizing labels and hauls. Thus, for elders particularly, fresher cooking proves safer. Now, if warmed rice, a presumed safe item, can subtly ignite a stroke, what further in your chill might endanger? You might startle to find chicken, notably dark portions like thighs and wings, grows riskier upon warming, owing to its vessel effects and nocturnal clot invitations. Let's address that subsequent, and the rationale you may swear off nuking remnant chicken forever. 3. Chicken, notably dark portions. Chicken graces almost every U.S. home as a mainstay. It's trim, economical, and for numerous seniors, it registers as a sound, secure protein pick. But if past 60, grasp this essential. This insight might safeguard your brain and perhaps your existence. It's not the chicken proper that's perilous. It's the reheating aftermath, especially dark cuts, thighs, drumsticks, wings, and your elder frame's reaction. You could view warming remnants as a clever, useful routine, but for elders, this minor daily pick can subtly heighten stroke odds as you doze. Here's the explanation. Chicken, chiefly dark cuts, harbors intricate proteins and lipids that post-cook and cool start degrading. Upon reheating, notably via nuke, those proteins and lipids fail to revert. Instead, they degrade more, yielding substances tougher for the elder gut to manage. These modified proteins may spark body-wide irritation, notably when the liver lags, as it typically does in elders. But peril persists. If warmed patchily, as nukes often do, uncooked meat zones linger. And there, nasty germs like salmonella and listeria endure, even flourish, emitting endotoxins your system must combat. This battle, this immunity flare, appears hushed, but within your arteries, it's boisterous. In elders with potentially rigid or semi-obstructed vessels, even slight bugs or irritant responses can provoke pressure jumps, destabilize plaque, and most perilously, foster clot genesis. It occurs oftener than imagined. One patient, Mr. John Redmond, 81 years, an ex-Army vet from Ohio, arrived post a peculiar evening. He described rousing weighted, muddled, his right leg feeble. His daughter suspected sugar dip, but I discerned more. We hurried scans and results affirmed a slight stroke, occlusion in a minor left brain vessel. No cardiac past. His lipids controlled well, no sugar illness. Thus, the spark? We conferred thoroughly. It emerged John habituated cooking multiple thighs Sundays, then warming nightly weekly. He nuked. No gauge, no verify, just warm, consume, retire. That night, the chicken chilled 5 days. He warmed, dined, bedded. 12 hours on, brain zones oxygen starved. I hold and repeatedly witness that the building irritation from sloppily warmed dark cuts paired with frail circulation and elder dryness brewed clot ideal for brain travel. No slip, no wreck, just supper and rest. John endured, but drives no more. Memory keen, but motion altered. I believed I nailed it all, he said. No one mentioned chicken's potential. And that's sorrowful. We deem ourselves thrifty, dutiful, even vitality aware. Yet we overlook age's shifts. Digestion drags, arteries harden, immunity turns erratic. What harmless at 40, hazards at 75. Thus, if warming chicken, chiefly dark, ensure inner heat hits 165 degrees Fahrenheit fully. Skip warming beyond once. Limit fridge to 3 to 4 days max. Evade patchy nuking. Opt stove instead. If sour whiff, ropey feel, or hue shift hints, discard. Your brain merits no gamble for one saved sitting. Now, if trusted chicken can quietly add stroke peril, what of seeming wholesome, guileless items like steamed and saved veggies? Rethink warming those greens. They hold a veiled shift that may subtly tax your vessels beyond imagination. Let's next discuss spinach and why a brain-aiding veggie start might quietly betray your brain. If tuned still and valuing these points, kindly comment 1 below to confirm presence. Now, proceed to 4. 4. Spinach and leafy greens seem wholesome, but spinach and leafy greens, if past 60 and striving for pure eats, spinach or kale likely features in your day. Perhaps salad lunch bound, dinner sautéed, or morning smoothie mixed. You've heard it's heart, bone, brain boon, and often true. But suppose I said reheating greens like spinach, kale, or Swiss chard, so apparently benign, might subtly hike your stroke odds. No scare tactics, pure science. And as a brain specialist, decades with elders, I've eyed how earnest eats lead to fate-shifting results when one tiny oversight slips. Observe. Greens like spinach and kale brim with innate nitrates, aids to flow and oxygen transport fresh consumed. Moderately, these nitrates ease vessels, boosting passage. But here's the risky turn. Reheating nitrate-laden veggies, notably nuked or high heat, nitrates morph to nitrosamines, substances tied to vessel harm, stress oxidation, and occasionally clots. Let me depict real-world form. One patient, Ms. Judith Morrow, 81, adhered strictly to cardiac-wise diet. Widowed yet staunchly solo, she self-cooked, prized vigor. Judith learned greens aided brain and heart. Weekly, she'd steam ample organic spinach kale. Portion containers, warm weekly bits, time-saving. Smart seeming. But one dawn, neighbor spotted her floored living room, aware yet dazed, smile askew, words thick. Hospital-pegged ischemic stroke. Clot jammed brain artery. Lipids normal, no smoke passed. Pressure mildly up, handled. Routine pristine. Thus, what? Tox screens and irritant checks highlighted. Judith bore high nitroative tension, cell strain from nitrate splits. Habit review showed repeat warmed greens daily, months long. Youthful frames neutralize nitrosamines swifter liver-kidney-wise. But elders detox lag, harm accumulates. Outcome? Vessel lining irritation, endothelium named. That upticks platelet clings, birthing tiny clots bloodstream bound, fatally brain stuck. Judith unforeseen her wholesome routine's treachery. I merely aimed right, she murmured, bedbound. No warning spinach turns foe. She's typical. Numerous elders unwittingly boost stroke via overlooked feed acts. Heart-wrenching, intent pure, but elder frames differ process. What fed at 40 may subtly wound at 80. Not food fault, system shift. What I now advise patients, spinach, wholesome, fresh. Raw salad it or cook, eat prompt. But skip store rewarm. Skip nuke. Never warm beyond once. Not solo spinach. Kale, arugula, beet leaves, bok choy, same group. Fresh, marvelous. Reheated, unstable chemically. Elder circulatory issue prone especially. If pressure high, sugar ill, or TIA passed, many strokes extra caution. As nitrosamines delay trouble, they accrue quiet, wall damaging, artery rigidifying, clot easing unexpected. Brain health ties blood flow. That disrupts tiniest, even warmed greens bowl. Thus, pre-nuke tap tomorrow, pause, query self, does this feed brain or stealth stress vessels? And if greens rethink struck, await carrots beets word, senior safe believed veggies. But second heat, nutrients flee. They may aid same risky chem flow. Brain pays toll. Next, discuss 5. Beets and carrots, sweet roots. Beets and carrots perilous reheated. If one feed class elders unquestioned veggies, notably sweet, robust ones decades heart hailed. Carrots, beets lauded nature's cure. Vitamin, antioxidant, fiber stuffed, brain diet staples earned. But near none shares, not store help, not recipe book, not some docs. that root veggies reheated quiet brain threat serious. Yes, carrots, beets, nutritious, fresh, or apt prepped. But benefit compounds. Innate nitrates, peril turn heat store exposed. Truth seniors here need, perhaps urgent now. Cooked carrots, beets nitrates to nitrites. Further nitrosamines, vessel irritant, clot boost Tide chemicals. No scare. Biochem. Brain health doc, I've eyed meals tiny unseen flip devastate. Sometimes night over. One patient, Mrs. Dorothy Hill, 75-year ex-florist Iowa. Proactive epitome. Morning walked, hydrated, sugar-curbed, plant-most diet. Daughter gifted blender. Dorothy Sunday batched beet carrot soup. Glass portioned, weekly enjoy. Right doing believed. But Thursday dawn, Dorothy roused lost. Phone number blank. Sentence trouble, right hand numb. Daughter 911 dialed. Hospital scans left ischemic stroke. Clot formed, cerebral artery lodged overnight. Baffling fright. Usual risks absent. Lipids steady. No sugar, no thinners or pressure pills. Yet present, irritant highs, nitrite trace blood, likely stored reheated beet carrot repeat. Subtle weeks build, no prompt signs. But elders' nitrosamines detox poor. Liver lags, kidneys strain. Age stiff walls, clot-prone inflammatory exposed. Dorothy's innocent soup, nitrate-rich warmed daily, unwittingly chem-sparked her elder vessels outpaced. Survived gratefully, but stroke lingered, speech woes. Fine tasks hard, flower work once cherished. Self-cooked, unforeseen turn, follow-up whispered. Words dragged, message pierced. Health merely sought. Heartbreak core. Countless elder U.S. best effort, choices pondered, decades veggie more advice trust. But prep science, age differ, food effect misunderstand, good routines quiet, backfire. Key recall. Cooked carrots, beets? Swift cool, hour fridge. Once reheat, max. Skip plastic nuke or foil, nitrate harms speed. Sour ferment scent? Instant toss. Better raw or fresh steam. Nitrates natural help vessels, not harm. Dorothy's not misfortune. Biology to unwarned hidden. Quiet vessel stress pile. Wall thins, sleep clot form. Good thought set. If absorbing, too akin. No weight, wrong feel. 70s, 80s, prevent, not food avoid. Food handle, store, reheat, no. And worst heard think, pantry hidden more. Creamy, soothing, warm served oft. Innocent looks, reheated quiet, vessel pressure hikes, night especially. Dairy dishes discuss, mac cheese bowl harm good more. 8. Dairy dishes, creamy, risky. Deep comfort, warm, creamy dish. Chili night mac cheese, thick. Dairy-based dishes, chowder bowl. Creamy casserole, family recipe passed. Dairy meals carry calories, memories too. Numerous elders, solo living especially. Ready reheat dish, pass kind, gesture feels, warmth familiar source. But label rare truth. Seniors ER-led more than guessed. Dairy dishes reheated, nuke or nonstick notably. Heart peril, pressure, brain most. Dairy fats proteins stable, fresh. But cooked cooled reheated, high heat especially. Fats oxidize. Lipid peroxide AGE byproducts harm. These vessel toxic. Irritate, artery lining disrupt, elder body direct clot contribute. Clots brain travel, meal stroke then. Years carried story share. Mrs. Betty Langford, soft 84 widow Missouri, dizziness headache spells repeated post-visit. Daughter, care move in, memory slip feared, appointments miss, names mix, pressure pills forget even. Betty exam, vitals wild. Pressure morning spike, evening danger drop. Labs irritant high, carotid scan narrow stiff 6 months worse sharp. Sudden shift puzzled most. Betty stable always, no trauma late, no med new. Habit talk sat. Daughter note caught. Mom eats little now. Nightly small mac cheese bowl reheat bed pre. Sleep aid says nightly same dish. Daughter unaware, most US not. Full fat dairy mac cheese cooled microwaved repeat. Oxidized fat sodium cocktail elder circulation hard manage. Time over. Oxidized fats artery flame, sticky blood, plaque unstable. Age genetic narrow vessel clot eventual. Week later, Betty's speech slur call mid-rushed hospital. Diagnosis, mild ischemic stroke, clot blocked left temporal flow. Survived. Therapy speech most regained. Memory loss not full return. Daughter later. Comfort food brain hurt guess never. Exact share reason. Elders. Liver slows. Kidneys filter weak. Artery lining thin damage prone. Reheated dairy oxidized fat sodium preservative carb processed intro. Fragile vessel fire fuel. End not today tomorrow show. But night fine bed. Wake speech walk name miss. Thus do. Creamy cheesy reheat once max avoid. Reheat must. Stove gentle. Plastic foil nuke never. Lighter alt. Olive sweet potato bake or lentil warm bowl. Vessel nourish not inflame foods. Chemost. Heavy salty greasy feel food. Bed pre especially. Heart help not. Brain guard not. Small changes not. Life save yes. Seniors. Body bounce old way not. Single clot walk wheelchair diff. Independence assist diff. Memory full mirror blank diff. Now, innocent warm mac cheese bowl vessel toxin build clot stage set. Imagine a live food hidden bacteria toxic protein. Risk unaware reheat. Mushrooms discuss. Soft nutritious veggies leftover most dangerous quiet. 9. Mushrooms. Hidden threat leftover lurk. Numerous elders mushrooms perfect food seem. Low calorie, nutrient pack, immune boost, anti-irritant praised. Stir-fry toss, soup add, veggie sauté side. Mushrooms senior meal wholesome spot long held. But critical unknown may. Brain circulation risk quiet put. 60 over especially reheat food. Mushrooms veggie most differ. Not plants, fungi. Proteins, enzymes, cell build, heat time store react other. Cooked cooled, mushrooms quick break. Immediate cold store not especially. Reheated, nuke especially. Compounds oxidize, toxic metabolite inflammatory byproduct yield. Elder organ filter process hard far. Compounds stomach upset not just. Elders. Oxidative stress rise dangerous contribute. Vessel damage quiet. Brain fragile capillary artery particularly. Damage clot risk up. Pressure high. Atherosclerosis live. Kidney liver reduce function already. Mrs. Eleanor Patterson story. 80 ex-librarian Oregon. Independent, mind keen, veggie recipe new try loved. Favorite mushroom barley soup. Hearty flavor, cool month ideal. Sunday big batch cook, container store, week reheat. Trouble sign first none, but time over, Eleanor headache persist. Fatigue, confusion occasional. Daughter morning slur note, hospital straight bring. Full stroke protocol ran. Imaging brain microvascular damage, repeat irritation compromised flow caused kind. Lab oxidative marker high, liver strain mild. Major stroke not yet, edge on but. Habit review, hidden culprit uncover. Reheated mushrooms daily near 3-month consume. Brain health support believed food. Improper store reheat, slow toxic stress vascular place. Body once tough, inflammatory byproduct clear no longer. Vulnerable state, self-turn begun. Eleanor change care recover, short memory damage linger. Strange, once told. Mushrooms brain medicine thought, hurt imagine never. Tragedy avoid help want. Age as, error margin narrow. 40 tolerate body silent danger become. 75 at, protect enzyme weaken. Kidney liver filter slow. Artery wall thin. Toxin any, mild even, linger long, damage more, repair long take. Mushrooms, fresh apt prep still healthy diet part, but fridge sit day 2 more never reheat. Store if, immediate airtight glass fridge. Slimy feel, off smell, color change away throw. Plastic foam container mushroom nuke never. Above all, once more reheat not. Brain circulation, clarity, oxygen depend. Leftover small oversight life stroke trigger not let. And 9 hidden risks walked, innocent veggie to cozy comfort bigger query linger. Healthiest foods even mishandle turn us trust what. Eat way true age brain protect how. Harm avoid not just, heal active. All together put, tomorrow start powerful shift one discuss. Pill not, rule not, mindset change brain age way. Lessons inspire full authentic live meant. Now, hear love. Moment reflect, share one learned apply own life plan. Journey support each, truth embrace toward. Video enjoyed if, comment 1 leave please. Not if, 0 comment free. Feedback hours lot means. Like, share, subscribe YouTube forget not more like content. Watch thank. terms own life living to hears.